Hello, this is Bubba, another of my series of Bubba Visits Frederick or Bubba on the Road, but I'm going to add to it this today, and it's going to be Bubba Story Time, or we can call it Story Time with Bubba, if you will. Now, if you've got a nice comfy chair, you might want to sit down, take a breather. If you have something cool to drink, maybe you could sip on some iced tea while I tell a little story, while I spin a little tale. If you're like Melissa and you're a bit of a wino, get your glass of wine. Like, I have nothing against winos, really. I mean, there are a lot of people who are winos. But it gets embarrassing once they get a little bit lit, let's say. And suddenly they're slobbering all over you. I love you, I love you. Nobody wants that. It's nice to be loved, but you don't need the slobbering. So anyway, just sit back and relax, and I'll spin a little tale. But I'm here at Carroll Creek Linear Park in downtown Frederick, and it's a beautiful day. There's a little bit of a breeze in the air, which is a good thing. It's a bright sunny day, but it's not overly hot. It's not overbearingly hot. It's not extremely hot. So it'll be a good day for a little walk around, and as I say, a little story time with Bubba. And as you can see, there are just lots of little places here. Here's the Seaver Arts Library, public library, that has lots of books and multimedia types of things. But again, here is Carroll Creek, and I think it's just beautiful the way they've done it. Like, this used to be just a babbling creek. Speaking of babbling, here I am again. And it flooded, had a terrible flood, and then they built this, spent millions of dollars and built this wonderful promenade, or whatever you call it. And it really looks beautiful. So I'm just going to walk up Carroll Creek as I spin my little tale. But as I see things, I may stop and take some pictures. So I'm going to stop right now. And I'm multitasking. I'm going to get a picture of the Seaver Arts Library from the front. So when you look on my page later, www.bubbapicturesoffrederick.com/.org, you'll see that you'll see pictures. So, and again, the Carroll Creek is beautiful today, and they have all kinds of flowers and multicolored things. And it's a beautiful day to take a little walk, a little stroll down memory lane, if you will. I remember as a kid being here at Carroll Creek, and I remember people used to fish here, but I was never the fisher type. I was a fry, I wasn't a fisher. Anyway, so so what happened is, this is a story that I haven't told anyone else. This is a reveal, if you will, of something that I've been looking into. I keep seeing these ads for DNA.com, where you submit your information and they tell you about your family heritage. Now, there was a show on TV where they would have the celebrities come on, and they would do a similar kind of thing where they just did all of their history, and they told them, where their family history was, who they're from, blah, 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 blah. And if you didn't see it, it would often be dramatic. They would be, if you will, rocked to the core of the things that they learned. For instance, maybe somebody that is from a German descent would be stunned to know that during the era of the Nazis, they had Nazis in their family history. Spoiler alert. It was often very, very dramatic. I remember The Rock went and did it, and he found out that his great, I think it was sixth great grandfather was also known as the Rock. And that, hi, how are you doing? Isn't it a beautiful day? And so the Rock did that, and found out that, again, I think I said eighth greats. Grandfather was also known as the Rock. And the reason he was known as the Rock is because they used to say he was as dumb as a rock. Now, TGI can't fix that, right? I mean, it can fix a lot of what the Rock, the actor, the actor, I can't even say that with a straight face. He sort of mumbles incoherently and just stands there very robotic-like. And then they just fix everything around him. And they say, oh, we made a movie with The Rock. But anyway, so his eight greats was also known as The Rock. And they, I'm fascinated by this. I haven't been down this far. And I don't mean to be distracted, but look at this. It looks like there's ivy on there, doesn't it? Doesn't it look like ivy? And there's a hand there. There's I don't know what there's a bird. Oh, there's birds. Yes, I see birds. But it actually looks like it's ivy. Freaky, there is no ivy. So the trivia question, is there ivy on the Baker Park Bridge? The answer would be no. Okay, so back to my story. Oh, look at this. This is very nice. Look at that. The steeples of Frederick right there in the bridge. I'm really enjoying this little tour of the bridge. I'll be posting some pictures later. And again, this is me against the ivy. I got my head in the ivy. I hope I don't start itching. So anyway, back to my story. A bunch of celebrities did there was a show called Who Am I, or Where Am I From, or Who's Your Daddy, or whatever it was called. And they did it. And so now I'll get to the point of my story. So I submitted my stuff to the DNA.com. So you fill out this form with a bunch of questions. It's like getting physical without poking. Like there's nothing invasive other than invasive of your privacy. And they ask you everything. You put up every family member you've ever heard of, every little thing that you can think of. You put it, and then they put it in the computer machine, and they come up with some thing. And then they also have you submit DNA. So I followed the instructions carefully. I submitted my DNA, and they're going to tell me what my family history is. So I submitted it once, and then they contacted me and said that the DNA had been degraded and they were unable to be conclusive, so I'd have to do it again. So I resubmitted everything. Finally, I get the letter back. But as I said, sometimes it can be quite dramatic. And as they say, now, the reason I'm not looking at the camera, even though I'm talking to the camera, is because I also have my camera, and I'm taking pictures with the camera, as well as using my phone to do this little discussion with you. So I hope you can forgive me if I appear distracted. But I haven't been up this far walking on the park, and it's so beautiful. It's really very nice. And so I'm taking pictures, so I hope you enjoy the pictures later. And I'm going to sit a spell. This is one of the things I like about Frederick. There's lots of areas to sit down. I should have buttoned that button. I don't want to show off my muscular chest until I reveal my bikini body. Now, you'll want to watch that video. I'm going to do a video where I reveal my bikini body. And I don't want to give away, I don't want to do any spoiler alerts. But it might involve one quick nude shot. So you want to watch for that. So anyway, here we are. So I submitted all my information. They put it in the fancy computer program, blah, 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 blah. And I'm waiting for the results. And it could be very dramatic. You could find out that you're related to someone maybe that you didn't know. You had some family contacts that you weren't aware of. And, it's hard to tell. So I submitted all the information, and then it's the waiting game. Like, that's the worst thing, is you're waiting from DNA.com. So, anyway, I finally get the results back. I didn't want it sent to the house because I didn't want someone else there to open it up. I'm not saying that people open my mail, Amanda or Lisa, but I get a lot of Shutterfly stuff. And suddenly I get there, and the Shutterfly stuff is open. I'm talking open, wide open, cut open, open! Okay, again, I'm sorry. This was supposed to be a calm story. This was something to relax to. And let me go back into the inside voice. So, anyway, so I had it sent to the post office. So I go to the post office, and I have to show ID. I have to do this and that, and I have to sign for it. Like, it's all big blah, 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 blah. So I finally get it, and I take it back to work, and I sit down. I get my glass of strawberry lemonade water. I take a deep breath. That doesn't quite relax me enough, so I have to take another deep breath to get relaxed, to read this back from DNA.com. So I open it up, and it's, blah, blah, blah. We reviewed your information, Mr. Fry. Thank you for submitting it, blah, 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 blah. A form letter, it's like 3 pages. So I've got to read through all this stuff. So here I am, sitting there reading through the stuff. I'm getting sleepy. I'm starting to go to sleep. And then I read something that rocks my world. It turns out I'm French. That's right, folks. I'm a French fry. Isn't that crazy? Do you want to play some football? You know what I mean? Not with your hands, with just your feet and your head. If you think I'm going to play football, you've had a ball hit you too many times in the head. So I am a French fry. It is official. And this was from DNA.com, so they have no reason to lie. That is the final definitive analysis of my DNA. So I'm going to change my name to Pierre, because everybody knows every Frenchman is an annoying guy named Pierre. I'm going to have to become much ruder, more abrasive, more cocky, but I am a French fry. Have a good day.